your hometown, my hometown, a lot of legends' hometown. That's right, baby. Seymour, Indiana. I'm sure all these people that watch us worldwide, we got people out of the country, in the country, from coast to coast that watch this show. I bet they're real intrigued about Seymour, Indiana. What do you think?
We're a lot of places all over the world were banned because I cussed too early in the show, and we've been banned and stuff.
Not really at all what I'm talking about, Rip.
Oh,
I'm talking
okay.
about
I
if
was
we
just
do
checking.
some stuff about Seymour, Indiana, do you think the people out there are going to be interested in watching it?
Well, I guess if you're from Seymour, Indiana, you are, but I don't give a shit.
What about Portugal? We got somebody on here from Portugal. Do you think they'll care about the story?
No, I don't give a shit about what happened in Portugal.
Rip, that's not very
nice.
nice.
I said, yes, I want to know exactly what happened in Portugal in 1941. Hell yeah! What school did you go to in Portugal in 1941? Who was your school teacher? Who was the priest? God,
who was the priest? So. Yeah. I was watching this game. God, I meant to have this on. I am so out of it today. I meant to have it to be able to pull up right here. We'd probably get dinged from ESPN, though, so I probably shouldn't play it. But I was watching ESPN the other night, and they had a Bloomington, Indiana, the IU women's basketball team, number 2 in the nation, was getting ready to play number 5 Iowa for the Big Ten championship, I believe. And they showed a thing of Terry Moore, who is from our hometown of Seymour, Indiana. Terry Moore, who is the basketball coach of IU women's, with Mike Woodson and another Seymour legend, John Cougar Mellencamp. And the announcer, Rip, you know what the announcer said?
No.
Here's what the announcer said. The announcer said, those right there, Terry Moore and John Mellencamp, are the 2 most famous people to ever come out of Seymour, Indiana.
Well, that's this guy just talking, because how would he know? Is there an official poll or something like that?
Funny you ask.
Who is the most, what was the most famous people in Seymour, Indiana?
Yeah, he said these are the 2 most famous people from Seymour, Indiana.
Well, how would that guy know?
Terry Morin and John Mellencamp.
Who said that? How would he know?
Harold, I don't remember. T. Weasel knew his name because T. Weasel sent me a message.
Oh, okay.
T. Weasel sent me a message. Let me tell you. F. Stephen Bardo.
Oh, so Bardo, the Big Ten Network.
So I guess it was
put Seymour on the map. Oh, Weasel said he put
T. Weasel.
The Reno brothers died for a second, then Rip and Mount Rush, huh? What the hell? Weasel's full of shit.
He said, "Fuck Stephen Bardo." T. Weasel put Seymour on the map, baby. Reno brothers tied for second. The 2 brothers tied for second. Were there 2 of them, or were there more?
Yeah, the Reno brothers.
Well, I didn't know if there was like 5 of them, like the Gronkowski brothers. There's like 5. Of them.
It could have been 12. Yeah, maybe 47.
So they were tied for second. Rip and Mellencamp. So that's the Mount Rushmore of Seymour. Weasel, the 2 Reno brothers, Mellencamp, and Rip Rogers. That's according to T. Weasel.
Okay.
Like Terry, nobody knows her outside of IU. Well, except for the whole world that just saw her on the the telecast there. So what do you think, Rip? I know we've done some Seymour stuff in the past. So I actually Googled. You said, what kind of list? Give me a couple names you think are at the top, most famous.
Oh, it's got to be Mellencamp.
I mean, who else? Give me a couple others. Oh, wow. This is your time to shine, Rip.
Well, it's my time to shine.
I mean, we talked about this in the Lila's Cafe earlier.
Well,
I can edit that out. You don't got to give me the Iggy.
Okay, give me the Iggy. Okay. Well, I was on nationwide television for how long? For a lot of years. So they got to know.
So you're putting yourself in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd have to put Barron Hill in there because he was a senator. For how long? No, we're not even talking about his athletic accolades or whatever you call it. Accolades or whatever the fuck it is. But just because he was a senator, a worldwide politician and everything.
Yeah.
I would have your sister on there, but I was just a big fan.
Yeah.
So that a normal person not going to know that she was the leading scorer, Seymour, the leading scorer, Butler University, and what all the other shit she did. They're not going to know about that. Mm-hmm. So I thought the King would be in there too. Meaty W. Shields, the man that invented Seymour.
No, you just kind of skipped right over the King. The King, why would he be in there?
The King, well, everybody in my generation, for how many years your dad was a lifelong teacher in Seymour High School, and he was a principal. So almost every kid, how many years goes back, would know your dad. That's what I'm thinking.
These are like famous people. Like the people, like fame means people outside of Seymour knows them. These are famous people. The most famous people, not within Seymour, but from Seymour.
And then the girl that won the Miss America. But then again, you might say, oh, there was a girl from Seymour. But no, who's going to know their name except they was a relative or they went to school with her? The girl that won
Miss America, Katie Stam.
Yeah, okay. But I wouldn't have known her name unless you said that.
Look at that.
Who's that?
Nope.
Was that her?
Nope. Katie Stam was Miss America. So I'm going to find the list here, Rip. I thought you were going to tell me what you told me in Lila's Cafe. You even gave me the Iggy, like you were going to lead into it, and then you...
Well, you're looking to porn on your phone.
Then you didn't do any of it.
I got to get that thing.
Thought for sure we were going right into...
On the car insurance.
Like
going to paper.
Like we were supposed to do.
Yeah, okay. Well, I forgot.
Totally I'm not sure why you gave me the Iggy. It didn't really pertain to...
I don't know.
For sure we were going into
what are you looking at?
Oh, for sure we were going into the script, but
I don't know.
But you didn't go there. So I looked up. I actually Googled famous fix. It says these are the top people out of Seymour. I'm not going to talk about every single person, but I'm going to name some. They have number 1, John Mellencamp. So we I think we're all in agreement with that. John Mellencamp, number 1. Most people in the United States probably know John Mellencamp, or at least heard of him. Whatever. Number 2, Katie Stam, Miss America. So I think that's a good number 2. I mean, Miss America came from little old Seymour, Indiana.
I ain't buying that.
What do you mean you're not buying that?
Wait a minute. You asked my opinion. I'm telling you, I'm not buying that.
That she's number 2 or that she came from Seymour?
Nobody would give a shit. And who would remember in 19 whatever it was that she was Miss America unless you knew her from Seymour. So you'd have to live in there or in Jackson County to know that was in there.
Well, she's Miss America.
Nobody in South Carolina knows who the Miss America is. Oh, it's Katie Stam from Seymour, Indiana. Shit, they don't know that. Here's Miss America.
I think if you're Miss America, it's pretty popular. Number 3, right behind Miss America.
Who was Mr. America in 1972?
Lou Ferrigno.
Huh? No.
Lou Ferrigno.
Not Lou Ferrigno.
Boom, nailed it. Right behind Katie Stam. Now I know why you're hot. I get it. I understand now why this animosity toward Katie Stam is coming out.
What? I don't have any animosity.
Because number 3 is none other than Rip Rogers.
Oh.
So you're hot that you're one behind.
This is the first time I've seen that though.
Behind Katie Stam, I think
this is the first time I've seen
that. Right, but
well, it's got my age wrong. I'm 69 now. God, I'm closer to death.
What's that picture from? I used to have that.
Oh, that's from that's at the Seymour Armory.
Is it?
Yeah,
I've got it. I've got that picture somewhere, or used to.
Yeah, that picture is at the gym on the wall.
Number 4, Rob Weedoff.
Well, I just knew his dad, Rick Weedoff, who was a doctor and a left-hander on the 1967 basketball team.
So again, you people out there probably don't get Rob Weedoff, though, was the voice, John Marston. So if you ever played the video game Red Dead Redemption, I think it's called, Rob Weedoff from little old Seymour, Indiana, baby. Little old Seymour, Indiana. Rob Weedoff is the voice, John Marston. Pretty popular. Number 5, Rip. Danny Holly. Danny Basham, baby.
Well,
WWE Superstar.
Well, the good thing and the bad thing is, they got his name spelled wrong on there. But his name in WWE was Danny Basham.
Yeah.
And who would know he was Danny Basham unless you were from Seymour?
A lot of people have heard of Danny Basham.
No, I mean Danny Holly.
Oh, Danny Holly.
What his real name was.
Well, what if John Mellencamp never changed his name from John Cougar? He would still be John Cougar. Everybody know him.
Yeah.
Well, tell me. I mean, to your point, what does number 3 say?
Number 3.
Yeah.
Oh, Rip Rogers.
Is that your name?
Yeah.
No, not your real name.
Oh,
your real name's Rip Rogers.
I
mean, so what's the difference?
Because I was on nationwide television saying Rip Rogers is from Seymour, Indiana. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so what if his said right there, Danny Basham? Then
that would be a completely different thing. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I would put him at number 2.
You would?
Yes, I would.
Over you, huh?
Yeah, because he had worldwide exposure on WWE.
Yeah.
That's what I was looking at.
There, you mentioned Baron Hill. He comes in at number 8. The Reno brothers, T. Weasel, they're on his Mount Rushmore. They're in at number 9, actually.
Okay.
How about
they
that?
They were a hot item in 1800 and whatever the hell.
Pat Calhoun?
In 1881 or whatever.
Pat Calhoun.
Well, hell, he
was
was
Olympian.
he was an Olympian.
Miss America and an Olympian. But to your point about Miss America, you think anybody can say, "Oh, what was that guy's name in the Olympics?" No. Same deal.
Well, I would have known.
Because
I knew him from Seymour.
Right.
Larry Crane, I knew him in Mellencamp's band.
Yeah,
but because I took guitar lessons with him at Silver's Music Store in Seymour. George Green, he was in my sister's class, and he was the guy flipping the bird on the pictures.
And he wrote songs for Mellencamp.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Right. He wrote all them songs.
Oh, don't tell that story.
Yeah. That's Chris Baker. He's from Brownstown. He's not from Seymour, Jackson County.
And then Terry Moore comes in at 16. So the who the ESPN guy or Big Ten guy, whatever he was.
Now, is your sister in there?
Yeah. Big gold and a billfold, so swole that I can't get the shit closed. So I money fold and rubber band wrap, and when it pop.